Had a chance to play at home this last week against Northern Michigan with some mixed results, but you get the win on Friday. What was your overall assessment of how the team played, and just what were the things that you really want to shore up after the Saturday night performance?
Yeah, I mean, 4 or 6 points versus 6 to 6 is something we want to fix. We were timely on Friday. It's just building the score. Saturday, not so much, even though the looks were there. Credit to Northern. I thought they played their tail off. I thought they were competitive. They worked. They left a very team oriented game out there the whole time. And then I think the big piece is when you get into an overtime and a shootout, you're flirting with whatever happens in those scenarios. So yeah, disappointed I think in the result, but there's some things to fix, and we got some moments of time during the game that were uncharacteristically maybe selfish. Guys wanted to change the scoreboard by themselves. Hasn't really been the case, and some things we need to get into.
Yeah, Kevin.
Hey Luke, how happy were you to see Will Hillman get to contribute to the offense? I know it's not something he always gets to do, but last weekend he definitely did. Both nights get a chance to contribute. There was that nice to see.
Terrific. He's well deserved. He's played good hard hockey for us. He plays the right way. He's oftentimes a leader on the team as far as just his sturdy play. Like he's a hard defending player, big body. And then the icing on the cake is getting rewarded. Like he's been generating chances, just hasn't gone in, whether it's been on his stick or off of someone else's. So to him to point up, and they're two really nice plays, two absolutely laser shots.
Do you feel like he's a guy where whatever line he's been on, has kind of just tended to put together shifts? I don't know. He's been in some different spots, but that fourth line spot with Center and Olsen, when that's been going, it just kind of seems like good things have happened. I know he ranks, I think, second among your forwards in block shots. He's just kind of produced in a lot of different facets for you, hasn't he, so far?
Certainly, I think Hilly's contributions aren't always on the score sheet, but to your point, the block shots, I think he can check. He can take off opponents' better offensive players out of his hockey sense, and just his size and strength on that side. Sometimes I think you find me use him if someone else's game isn't really going. Like he's a really kind of consistent guy that is a predictable player, that sometimes that's just what another player type needs. And then you just got to be mindful because he kills penalties, and pretty soon you're out there 4-on-4. Then pretty soon, like he played in the overtime, had an unbelievable look on a play they made out to Soupy. So he's been a very maybe underappreciated presence for us that does a great job night in, night out.
With Tech, I don't know if this was referenced earlier, but just returning there. I mean, obviously the last time you were there, I know it. You've been around long enough to know that sometimes hockey can be decided by a really weird bounce. But is there an urge to want to get back there and kind of wash the taste of that one out of your guys' mouth?
Yeah, there's maybe still a crime scene yellow caution tape around it. The guys that are here remember it quite well. Obviously both teams got different roster pieces and mechanisms going, but I just think the rivalry that occurs between the two clubs is both play with passion and competitiveness. There's been a toe-to-toe marker for each program for a long while. They've had the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament here. It's good hockey, and then you make that trip, and that trip sometimes sizes up some different things just out of the proximity of where it lies. That we're going to remember what happened, but at the same time we're looking for new chapters to either write and read.
I know. I mean, in a way, in the CCHA, every weekend is kind of a measuring stick. It's so close, but I feel like going to Tech is one of those places that maybe is always circled on the calendars because of how much success they've had in recent years. Do you kind of view this weekend as a chance to look in the mirror and say, that's kind of how we stack up against a team that it feels like in all likelihood based on recent history is going to be there at the end, at least certainly, lately they have been.
Yeah, the rivalry's there. I think the history's there. Both teams have had competitive schedules. Both teams will have competitive schedules outside the conference. So internally, when you get these points matter because pretty soon they count as double up. You're going nose to nose, and you're taking points from the other team, and they're obviously lacking the ability to make those points back up. So we're at that mindset right now, collecting points and going on the road against a very good opponent, and it is meaningful. We want to play head to head against what everybody has been told and said that are some of the better teams in the league.
And then just any update on health where you guys are at ahead of this weekend? Any updates, any possible potential injuries?
Um, we've got 3 orange jerseys in practice today, so maybe a little take one step forward, take 2 steps back with some guys. So we'll be just a little bit up in the air. I would love to extend further on that, but I really want to see what docs say today and tomorrow if guys get out of those jerseys and are able to make that trip or not.
Okay, all good. All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.